Hey, I'm Sithking,
And I'm Sonic Sons.
and we're the Rambling Reviewers.
And today we will be reviewing
The Last Airbender, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Oh, hide your children and weep in fear, my friends. We're 11 minutes, 10 seconds in.
and we decided, man, we just have to start recording.
This is going to be an Equestrian Girl style review.
Yeah, except this time we're both going to hate the movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be just me screaming incoherently.
I don't think I'll scream, but yeah, this is, 11 minutes in, you're like, wow, this is suck. I don't like this movie.
Dude.
And I love the original franchise, by the way.
If you want to watch the story of this movie, don't.
Don't watch it via this movie, yeah.
But if you want to see the story executed properly, watch the original cartoon. Mm-hmm. It's a zillion times better.
And we mean the original, the Avatar The Last Airbender, not the Korra, which we reviewed later, which is not as good as the original series. Korra is.
It still has
but it's a lot better in this movie.
Yeah. Okay, so at the beginning, it starts from almost the very beginning when they have the opening text crawl. No. Before that, we said.
Yeah.
When the logos of the companies making it were coming across, and you know it's bad when we're commenting on that.
I mean, because we knew in advance this movie sucked, so we were.
Oh yeah, so. It showed Nickelodeon logo on fire and burning. And I just said, wow, that's a very apt metaphor for this movie. Nickelodeon on fire.
And then it showed Blinding Edge Productions of, I think it's like a trapeze artist or something.
Yeah,
He's
or some guy
forward.
swan diving into the water.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, another apt metaphor. A guy committing suicide. Just like M. Night Shyamalan's career after this movie.
Oh, man.
Oh, my
God. I loved The Sixth Sense. It was a good movie. I don't know what happened.
Well, this happened, actually.
Oh, yeah. This is...
Okay. Then they said something, okay, this is a minor thing, but they said, the four nations lived in harmony and peace and prosperity.
100 years ago, yeah.
Over 100 years ago. Okay, first thing I said was, bullshit. Avatar Kyoshi was the Avatar before Roku, and she had to fight a continent-conquering mad tyrant, Chin the Great, which we saw in Avatar Day.
Spoilers, by the way.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's standard by now. Go ahead.
Okay. Second off, 100 years ago, OZAI was already starting to take over places. So,
yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Third problem, they said, okay, the four nations, fire, earth, water, and air nomads. Okay. What happened to the rest of their titles? Are they all nomads in this continuity? The fire nomads, the earth nomads, the water nomads, and the air nomads? No, they had names in the original series.
Yeah.
Fire Nation, Earth Kingdoms, Water Tribes, and the Air Nomads.
Yeah.
And even then there were like subdivisions like the Swamp Benders who lived in the Earth Kingdom, but they...
It was just funny grammar the way that worked out, because they could have just said the nations of each element, fire, earth, air, and water, and you would have been like, okay. But the way they said nomad, it sounded like nomad applied to all four of them, and it was funny.
Yeah, also, is there like a specific name for this planet, or are we supposed to assume this is Earth? Because this is an Earth.
That's a question for the original series, too. They never got around to that.
Yeah, I'd like to know the name of this planet, at bare minimum. It would make writing crossover fan fictions much easier.
Yeah.
Also, just because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
And then pronunciation. And
God.
things are bad when we start complaining about the pronunciation of things.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I mean, there's a show preceding this, and in every single episode, somebody says the word Avatar.
But... okay, and I understand if Avatar is said differently in a different language. Van Gogh is said in America like go, as in go, Power Rangers.
Oh, I gotta do that crossover now.
Van Gogh is part of the Power Rangers?
I'm just saying. There's gotta be a way to make that work.
Power Rangers Time Force really missed an opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can understand if like outside... it's a different pronunciation.
Right, maybe in the original Hindu legends or something, it's Avatar.
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
You've had 72 episodes of this whole series, and that's counting Legend of Korra in this.
Yeah.
Where they have specifically stated in every damn episode, it's pronounced Avatar.
Yeah.
Not Avatar.
Or, whatever.
Avatar.
Avatar, yeah.
No, Avatar.
Avatar.
Hard A. Ah. Ava.
Yeah.
ABBA.
Whatever that is called.
You are the dancing queen,
No.
young and something.
How did we?
feeling
Young and sweet, only 17.
I thought it was getting close to saying ABBA.
Oh, I get it.
Okay. Don't explain the joke.
So
And,
yeah.
Okay. Avatar, I can understand that. Look, if it's a word that came from a different culture, it's possible that as English speakers we have screwed up.
Yeah.
The problem comes when we encounter Sokka. Okay, I'm pretty sure we named him from here in America. Now, granted, it's not an American name. It's possible that it's pronounced differently up north as well.
Yeah.
But again, that's 60 episodes of continuity where he is most definitely not called Sokka.
So yeah, she just says casually, don't try it, Sokka, and we're like, wait, go back. We're gonna play that again, and I don't know which is worse. A, it actually is Sokka, and the actress screwed it up, and like they didn't notice. Or B, it's gonna be Sokka from here on out, and we're just gonna be so pissed every time somebody mentions this guy.
And the acting so far. My God, I have never seen a movie where a more apt description is given to the term dull surprise.
Yeah.
Seriously, there was a scene where, one of the first scenes we see in the movie is Katara sucking horribly at waterbending.
Yeah.
Meaning she carries a ball of water, leaking so much water, equal to the amount that is inside the ball.
It appears to be leaking water and doesn't get smaller somehow.
Yeah, it's like it looks like she's trying to carry a sieve of water, honestly.
Yeah.
But the water never runs out. That's friggin' magic.
Well,
no, that's not magic. That's replicator tech from Star Trek right there.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're hunting, and Sokka apparently sucks a lot of everything at hunting.
Yep.
And they see something glowing beneath the ice. Now, this is a general thing in fiction. If you live in a world where gods, monsters, spirits, demons, etc. exist, or even in a sci-fi setting, and you see something glowing, you run the fuck away and you tell the authorities in case it's radioactive, a soul-devouring monstrosity from beyond time, or both. Okay, so now you have no soul and you have cancer. Thank you. You are a wonderful monster.
So even if you assume that the lights are not dangerous, he goes to crack the ice, which he is standing on. And they're like, oh no, the ice...
I will play devil's advocate here. There isn't a whole lot else to stand on. It's an ice sheet.
Yeah, but you think they'd stand back a foot and reach out as far as you can,
Yeah, that might.
So it's not right under your feet.
But even so, that's ice that's at least several feet thick. What was Sokka gonna do? Keep hitting that for 3 days?
He pulls out his boomerang, and I'm like, it's a boomerang. That's not like a hammer or something. How are you chipping the ice?
Heck, the ability for Team Avatar's weapons and tools to keep themselves repaired and fixed over the course of the series. That was a continual source of amazement for me.
Yeah.
But, when it's a chunk of bone hitting a chunk of ice on an ice sheet in a place, it should not have immediately cracked it open. This is like if a penguin started digging there, would Aang have woken up 80 years early?
And originally it was Katara doing water bending that accidentally set him free, and that made more sense to me.
Yeah.
And it looked more powerful, too.
Plus, it established the connection between the Avatar and bending.
Yeah,
Subtly, too. We didn't even need to say it.
Yeah.
And also they were on a boat.
They are on a boat. I don't even know what that's from. I just know that's a reference to something.
Yeah, me too.
People have to say, I'm on a boat.
Yep. Okay, and once it opens, apparently it looks like a friggin' meteor hit. They climb down, and they do not provide any medical attention to the kid.
Let's go to the first bit. There's a giant ball of ice coming out of the ground, right? And they just sort of stare at it with the absolute definition of dull surprise. Especially Katara's just his mouth is half open, oh, look at that thing. I don't even care. And then Sokka says, it must be some sort of Fire Nation trick. And we're like, it's a ball of ice, you idiot. Since when does the Fire Nation have giant balls of ice?
If that was something they explored in the original series, that would have been great. There are waterbender traders who have worked
that would be kind of cool.
Heck, the comic series The Promise dealt with this. There was a earthbender kid who tried to assassinate Zuko, and because her father was the mayor of a Fire Nation colony.
Ah.
And she considered herself a member of the Fire Nation, even though she was an Earthbender.
Interesting.
So if we had some of that, that could have added an awesome
Right.
thing in the original series.
Right.
Here, it's Sokka being a dumbass.
It's a giant ball of ice.
What exactly do the Fire Nation use in their bending? Ice! Brilliant! Because apparently Fire Lord OZAI is Mr. Freeze.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I don't even know how I got this job. You were the 16th caller. Yes! What killed the Water Tribe? The Ice Age!
Ironically enough.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Batman and Robin was such a terrible film.
Oh my god, yes. But, okay, so...
So then they go to, like, assist him, and I think it's going to bug me the whole movie, the way they frame their shots, and the way you don't see, like, you have to know if someone's 3D environment. You know, the camera has to move enough that you're like, oh, this person is here, respect to that person. And what you had was Katara's, like, leaning down towards the camera, and then the camera turns, the other shot is looking down at Aang, and you don't know how close they are to each other. And it's like, it seems like Katara's like 4 feet away, and is like, shouldn't you maybe get closer? And, because he's apparently unconscious, and you whisper to him or something so we can hear you.
Heck, just get closer just for the sake of body heat. The kid
Yeah.
was trapped in a block of ice.
Yeah, wouldn't you be like worried and like, are you okay? Like shake his, shoulders a bit. or
Also,
something?
no one's amazed to see that this kid was frozen in a block of fucking ice.
Right.
And he has no discoloration. He's also amazingly pale, by the way.
Everyone's very white. Yeah.
Except for the Fire Nation, who are all, Middle Eastern.
Right. All the good guys turned white for the adaptation. Wow, that's annoying.
Yeah. But
And we're white people, by the way. In case you didn't know, but it's
yeah,
still annoying.
we're very. Okay, well, I'm not as white anymore. I've been working outside all summer, but.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Anyways, like no one, they don't offer him first aid. They don't like say, "Hey, how the hell are you still alive?"
Right, and in this version, he appears to need it more because in the show he just like snaps out of it all of a sudden and goes, "You want to go penguin sledding?" Which is funny, and like he was okay all of a sudden.
It also is an establishing character moment for Aang. And this one, Aang's just lying on the ground, looking no worse for wear than if like he was just falling asleep outside on a fall day.
Which
fall day like at one of the air temples, not a fall day out here because I'm pretty sure that's still negative balls cold.
So the next we see of him, he's suddenly like showing off his tattoos to the camera in an igloo or something, and we're all like, "Oh, I guess they must have dragged him back to town or something."
And no one is the least bit concerned or upset about the fact that you have a 6-legged monstrosity as big as many buildings.
Yeah, where is Appa right now?
Yeah.
We're at 11 minutes 10 seconds in, and like, is Appa just hanging around at that crater, or I don't even know.
I mean, and furthermore, no one has any questions about the fact that the giant whale-sized animal is totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, like in the original series, they got busy with other stuff, which they kind of do here, but man, the Fire Nation thing has its own suckiness.
I mean, the Fire Nation, oh god.
I mean,
when the Fire Nation shows up, it just shows we're supposed to be scared of the Fire Nation, like, oh no, the Fire Nation is coming! Oh no! And then it shows like a couple Fire Nation soldiers jogging around in like the cold. None of these guys look like they pack their winter gear. And quite frankly, you know what? These aren't Fire Nation soldiers. These are Fire Nation mall cops that Zuko managed to smuggle out when he went into exile.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, when you make the Jaffa from Stargate look more professional than your soldiers, you have failed.
Right. I mean, so Aang gets released, a big thing of light comes out, and we just see somebody on the deck of a ship going, "Uncle," and then like, "Oh, what was that?" Like, we know it's the Fire Nation, but what do you know? And then we're not giving any time to establish the Fire Nation are evil. They took our mother, blah blah blah. Like before they show up and threaten us. Nor are we given any chance to make friends with Aang. Mm-hmm. Everything in this movie is extremely compressed. Instead of trying
to compress 20 episodes into a 2-hour film, right. Some speediness is inevitable, but
they should have done is just written a whole new plot inspired by Avatar and said straight up, "Look, guys, this is an alternate universe. It's the movie universe. We can't do a whole 20 episodes in one season." And one movie.
Do one of those OAV type things, or one of those anime movie type things, where they acknowledge, yes, the plot. These are the characters. They're already set up. have it take place in the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe, but have him deal like a one-shot villain, like the spirit of corruption or something. He's from the spirit world and he like eats children.
You know that's probably going to happen in Korra season 2.
All
right.
Yeah. Oh, the way the Fire Nation just searches around. The village doesn't look at all concerned about this. It's just like...
there's these kids standing around. One of them even smiles. Like, you're supposed to be scared, moron. Like...
Yeah, I mean...
What image are we trying to possess? And then when they first... And you said, when the Fire Nation first runs in, like... We didn't have a series of establishing shots. Like, this would be great. They're coming in, and there's, like, the music is like, da-da! And the people are standing there afraid. And then they get off the ships, da-da!
Dun, 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 dun.
You know, and then they could march in and be very imposing. And instead
That's
it was
what they did in the original series. Heck, they knocked the only warrior, which, granted, was Sokka, out of the way in the animated series.
Yeah.
But... these guys just looked like mall...
And instead they just sort of show up, and they just run across the frame. You don't even know where they're running. Where are you going to, guys? That ran from right to left across the frame, and then they run back from left to right. Like, where you're going back now? I don't know what you're doing.
Okay, I do have to give them credit, though. I will give the movie credit, because I have to play devil's advocate on both sides.
Yeah.
The costumes for the Fire Nation are very nice. I like their costumes.
The helmet was pretty cool.
Yeah, not just the helmet, but... it didn't look appropriate. Like, if you've been in the southern area of the world, the South Pole, for who knows how long, looking for the Avatar, you should have, like, heavy winter clothing. In fact, none of these people look remotely cold.
Yeah, well, I'll give them some credit playing devil's advocate. I presume a firebender is more adept to the cold than an average person. Or something like that.
Okay, and the scene where he firebends the fire from the campsite into... Which, that was pretty cool.
Pretty cool. But it was weird. It was tacked on, though. It was like, and now fire. Like, oh, you couldn't have done that earlier? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and then Katara starts trying to waterbend, like she's going to take out these guys. You couldn't handle a ball of water 5 feet. You think you're going to take out these guys?
Well, and Sokka was going to attack them with this boomerang, and you're like, what are you even doing? And it would be fine if there was better acting and you felt like this sort of desperation in him, like, frick it, I'm going to die, but I'm taking them down with me type of feeling.
Oh, and
you know?
And
but it was just like, maybe I'll attack them with my boomerang. Like, no, Sokka.
No, it wasn't like that. It was, no, Sokka.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God. And then, like, the guy who finally found Aang, he just walks into the place. No one reacts at all. It's just like, hey, hey guys.
They all just sort of look
wait
at
a
him.
minute. This kid looks weird. He's bald. You didn't even get the sense that they were looking for that tattoo specifically. You got the sense that they were just looking for the bald kid.
Zuko?
Like, he bragged him to Zuko. Hey, boss, check it out. This kid's bald.
Excellent. He will be the spokesperson for our hair growth product.
I have chemo. I'm going through chemo, you ass.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. I just made myself sad.
All right. Anyway, back on better things. Zuko walks in, and he announces who he is, which is more expo speak, but you were saying before we turned on the mic that, okay, he's a royalty person. They might announce themselves just to do the... Okay, but...
Then Sonic announced, oh, well then why does... If he had someone announcing this stuff for him, it would give him this air of menace if he just didn't say anything.
Yeah, this is the Fire Lord's son, Zuko, and he demands such and such, you know.
Yeah, you're capping pretty hard there. But... Okay, I could have accepted that. Heck, that's what Nero did in Star Trek 2009.
Yeah.
And that was effective in his first scene. Mm-hmm. Granted, he was Chatty McEmo Trident in the rest of the movie, but like it was very effective. I'm Captain Christopher. I'm the captain of the something or other. Who are you, and why have you come here? The captain will not speak with you. What is the current star date, and where is Ambassador Spock? See, that was effective. You got this brooding image of, like, this guy. He's just reclined back in this chair of black and darkness. And,
not that Zuko's the reclining type, but still, the distance between you and the guy that's threatening you.
And it makes you, and it improves the sense of menace he exudes. He's so calm, he doesn't even regard you as a threat. You're so far below him, he doesn't even speak to you. He just has someone else speak to you for him.
Now the other way you want to play this, because some people say, look, Zuko's hot-headed, you know, in 2 ways, and he wouldn't be all regal like that. He would yell. Okay, how about he actually yells? because he kind of whispers. He's like, I am Fire Lord whatever. I am
Zuko.
I am Zuko, son of the Fire Lord.
OZAI.
Son of OZAI. And you're like,
saying,
who can hear you?
Yeah, like there's like people behind him that's like 30 feet away.
Yeah.
And when there's like a jillion other things going on, like all the guys in heavy armor running around, and you're like, yeah, bullshit, they can't hear you. All they hear is, bring me your elderly! To which I said, all the elderly ladies are seeing this hot young kid, young tanned man saying, bring me your elderly! And all the elderly women are just going, well, it's about time something went my way. And like 10 minutes later, Zuko's just rocking back and forth in the hold and saying, Uncle, we're never coming here again. We're never coming here again.
Yeah, and it wasn't clear why he wanted the elderly. I mean, you know, a certain amount of mystery you'll take if the rest of the movie is good. But when things are already collapsing and you're like, wait, why does he want the elderly? I thought he was looking for a beacon of light. Shouldn't he ask about that, maybe?
Hey, did anyone see the giant space laser? Was someone recreating Tron over there?
Couldn't you say something about, I'm looking for the Avatar? Or Avatar?
Still
No, that would be great. I'm looking for the Avatar. Oh, sorry, we only have the Avatar. Oh, never mind then.
You see them all scramble back to the boat. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Father, we found the Avatar, not the Avatar. You idiot! In this crap state of a movie, that is the Avatar! Go back and get him! Oh, okay.
We should make this video. We gotta get an artist and make this happen.
Okay. No. We should just do it live action. Just put on really bad costumes.
Yeah, that'd be just like this movie.
Oh. No. Our production values would be much higher. We'd have a budget of at least $3.
Yeah, no, they had $100 million that I guess they lost.
Or spent all on hookers and blow.
I mean, there's this one, like, you know...
They clearly didn't spend it in the casting department.
Oh my gosh, that's really what's important. We talk about pronunciation and stuff, but acting is the core of a movie. With bad acting, the movie sucks. It's a definition, you know?
Look, if Brian Blessed if Brian Blessed is the living embodiment of ham, these guys are the living embodiment of dull surprise.
Yeah. And now we have this conversation. We're at 11:10, as I mentioned, and they're in the hut and whatever, which is a pretty big hut now that I look at it. But whatever. I guess they build pretty big huts down there.
Yeah, dude, I have a shed in my backyard that isn't as big as that.
But so she's like, oh, you know, they took Aang away, and or she doesn't know his name yet, but they took him away, and Sokka's like, yeah, it's not because they weren't looking for the elderly, they were looking for someone with those markings, and she's like,
which completely discounts what they said earlier about bring me your elderly.
Right, but they're looking for someone with those markings, and she's like, it's just like when they took Mom away.
Your mom had those markings? Bullshit.
It's like, yeah, no, what?
Was your mom an air nomad?
That'd be amazing. The second to last Airbender. But, yeah, so it was this very awkward transition. They're trying to get to, hey, this is an injustice and we have to do something about it. Hard to do, though, when A, your acting sucks, and B, there's been no establishment of a friendship with Aang.
And in the series, and yes, we're going to be doing that a lot.
We're going to do that a lot.
In the series, there was a whole thing about, Aang comes to the village. He gets to know the kids. He then takes Katara out penguin sledding. And they go explore a Fire Nation ship, which kind of establishes to Katara, Aang represents bending. He represents freedom. He represents excitement. He represents
he's just a
danger.
And he's just a good person. I mean, if you don't know someone, they're just a random stranger. Like, why do you need to save them?
Also, just purely from a Freudian standpoint, he's the only other male in the village that's not 3 or my brother.
True, but, what was I going to say? Yeah, basically establishing that there's something there. Oh, she was saying to Sokka, or Sokka, she was saying that...
I swear to God, if Yue's name is Yowie, I am going to smash...
It's just gonna get...
M. Night Shyamalan.
It's gonna get continually worse, and we're going to meet, like, Fire Lord Shyamalan by the end of this, you know?
No. It won't be Fire Lord Shyamalan. It'll be Fire Lord Shyamalan ding dong. Chang chang, changly chang chabop. That's the way we should be. Whoa, yeah! I love Grease.
All right. Yeah, no, we're not talking about the country there. We're talking about... Anyway, the other Grease.
The movie. 50s movie about the car and the guy.
All right. But she says to Sokka, what would you do if they took me? And he's like, I would kill them all, you know. And
Wow,
and
sudden
she says,
serial escalation.
And she says, well, I get whatever. Like, he's overprotective or something.
Soka the serial killer.
Soka the revenge killer. It's better. But so she's like, why would you protect me? Because you're my sister. Because my dad said I should save you. Right, so we have to save Aang. Aang isn't your sister, and your dad didn't say to save him.
What Soka pretty much said all out is, because you're my sister and I love you.
Yeah.
And then Katara, who I'm pretty sure is going to be Cat Era.
Yeah.
The way this is going, goes, exactly, I'm your responsibility. No, he just said he loved you, dumbass. That is not what he said.
And Aang isn't your responsibility, but just because you found him?
You found him 10 minutes ago. This is not the playground 12 years ago. It is not Finders Keepers.
There's so many ways this could work. Like, if the Fire Nation seemed properly oppressive and scary, then you could say, look, we can't abandon a stranger to the Fire Nation, and it's important. And I'd be like, okay. But it's a great synergy of suck. Is what I'm going for here. You know what I'm saying?
Synergy of suck. Wow.
Because if they hadn't screwed up the ominous area, then this area would look better. If they hadn't screwed up, you know, the way they phrased sister versus Aang, then the Fire Nation thing wouldn't need to be as great.
Aang isn't even comparable to your sister. He's some schmuck that you met in an iceberg.
And you haven't made friends with him.
If like Aang had some magical thing inside of his body that made it so that it was impossible for him to get frostbite, I could see you wanting to marry him off to your sister so that like later generations were immune to frostbite too.
I doubt that's the thought going on.
Yeah, I don't think this village is actually more pathetic and sad than Ponyville is. And if you've known me for any length of time and are a Brody, you know how sad I think Ponyville is. And my God, this place is just wow. You know, I give Ponyville some credit. They react to things that are scary with the proper response, running away in fear.
Right.
These guys don't do
care.
anything.
They don't care.
My God, when the Fire Nation elicits less of a response than a mall cop asking you to move along,
Yeah.
you have failed at setting up an antagonist to your movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Well, then we should save some bitching for the rest of the movie.
Right,
so.
yeah. I was just about to say. So, we'll see you in a moment.
13:47, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes and we already have enough to complain about.
Okay.
Okay, let's be fair. We could last like 3 seconds at all rate. Actually, that's what we did with Equestria Girls. I had to stop at 3 seconds in and complained about it.
Yep. Okay, so they're all like, you know, how we can't catch them, Katara. They're on a ship. It would take a miracle. My first thought is, don't you guys have boats?
Yeah,
But
aren't you guys like the water tribe? Shouldn't, knowing exactly how to make the best damn boats in the world be your thing?
I mean, okay, it's like a steam engine, so I guess it goes faster.
Also, something we forgot to discuss, Sokka has this fear of Fire Nation has come with their machines.
He said that twice.
What are you? What are you, the Baku or the Amish? No, not the machines! It's a wheel, not the machines!
It was
if
awkward.
Sokka's actually like the PTSD survivor of a failed time-space experiment by the Resistance in Terminator movies, and he was transported to this world, and that's why he's afraid of machines, that would make me so much happier. Of course, that would also mean he could possibly pull out a plasma cannon and start blowing up Fire Nation ships, but,
Oh my gosh. But
okay, so
they're like, oh, it would take a miracle to get there. And they hear Appa growling outside. Where was Appa this whole time? Did he just walk around and nobody cared? I don't know.
Did the Fire Nation not see
the
whale-sized abomination?
So then it's flying, and...
Oh, it's not even flying. It's just hovering in midair.
It's hovering
which
midair.
I don't think Appa could do.
Yeah, actually, he always had velocity, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's weird. I mean, whatever. I'll accept that as like a minor alteration to his flying power.
Yeah, but then there are kids like dangling off of his feet.
There are kids dangling off of his feet.
And laughing. Okay, none of the elders in the village are like, what the fuck? Get away from the fucking monster that can fucking fly.
Yeah.
None of the kids are terrified of the giant...
He could step on you.
It could take a dump bigger than you. Just its crap alone could kill you.
I mean, this would be totally fine.
You don't know what it eats. It could eat people, for all you know. The Airbender... In this universe, the Airbenders could be like... Everyone could be like, the Fire Nation destroyed the Airbenders. And thank God for that. They were feeding our people to the horrible sky bison monsters.
Yeah.
Praise the Fire Nation! They saved us from the air nomads! Okay, yeah,
I doubt we're going that way direction, but yeah. But it would make perfect sense if Aang was there and like, this is Appa, he's my pet, and like everyone could feel comfortable that way because Aang has got it under control. But if there's this monster and you've never seen it before and no one is here to explain anything and it flies, I don't want to get underneath it.
The only reason I'd want to get under... Actually, no, I still wouldn't want to get underneath it. What if it stops flying suddenly?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, the proper response is fear and terror in this world where spirits exist.
Even if you're going to be, like, impressed, you're going to keep your distance a little. Be like, whoa, what is that? That is a thing. What? Wow, what is that?
Sokka didn't even react. He didn't even get, like, out a spear or anything saying, oh god, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was just like, the thing floats. Oh my gosh, Kataria is a bad actor.
And now, Gran is explaining the spirit world to us, which you should already fucking know about!
As in, the character should know about. The audience wouldn't necessarily know, but yeah, that'd be nice.
Also, why is it that she's getting out a map? She said,
to explain the spirit world, yeah.
The spirit world is not part of the regular world, so here's a map of the regular world. What is wrong with you?
I want someone to do that. Be like, Grandma, tell me about Canada. Well, here's a map of Hindustan.
This is the USSR. It no longer exists, but I'm going to tell you about Canada now.
Oh, we have to do that.
Tell me about Nazi Germany. These are the holdings of King Tutankhamun. And they're just staring at her. Katara actually looks mildly interested in this scene, but only distantly interested. Yeah. And Sokka just looks like, God, when is this going to be over? Or, oh my God, I'm tripping balls. Grandma just turned into a three-headed screaming monster.
He does. He has this look of, like, confused concern. Like, the way I put it was, it's like, oh God, I just forgot how to speak English. And he's standing there like, what is she saying?
Oh, and just, you know what's worse? They reference Hama in this. Mm-hmm. Remember Hama? The first bloodbender? Mm-hmm. That means they had to have seen up to book 3 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, something along the lines of, 50 episodes or so.
Yep.
And they still can't pronounce characters' names right.
Yeah, though Gran actually pronounced it Avatar, so she's rebelling against Shyamalan.
Oh my God.
Oh, and Iroh is Iroh now.
Well, okay, actually that... screw it. I'm calling him Iroh Wan Kenobi because he just looks like a Jedi now. He just has this.
Not fat enough. Yeah.
He has these. He has dreadlocks now.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
I've heard people call this the Rastafire Nation because they all have dreadlocks. You know what? We're gonna just.
We'll get back to you in a minute. Yeah.
1830. We made 5 minutes. And boy, do we have shit to talk about in Failbender, the last movie of Shyamalan.
So it can confirm that map was pointless.
Oh, yeah.
The spirits are awesome, and here's the one more shot of the map for no reason.
Yeah, basically, the way that she was talking about the spirits are creatures, they watch over us. They watch us at all times. I leaned over to him, the spirits are watching you clap.
His idea, not mine.
Oh my God. And it's just so stupid. And the Fire Nation, they don't believe in the spirits. They don't want to live in the world of the spirits. Bullshit. That's not why...
Why can't you just give them the regular motivation? They're evil. They're taking over, like so many other empires throughout history.
In fact, that was the motivation of the original Fire Nation. They wanted to take over the world.
Right.
Of course.
Of course.
But... here, they're afraid of spirits, and the Avatar is the only one who can speak to the spirits, thus, they're afraid of him. Oh, really? Bull crap. Maybe it's the fact that he's an immortal demigod who is capable of leveling the continent with his sneezes.
And who's tasked with, being a peacekeeper. He's like the super UN to this world.
He's charged with keeping balance amongst the 4 nations and the entire world. Yeah. And maybe, I don't know, conquering the world would throw it out of balance.
Yeah, I think it would.
Or maybe, they'd object to the fact that he murdered they murdered his people.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that would be a better excuse for why the Avatar wants to stop these bastards.
And why they want to stomp him first, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, or heck, Zhao was pretty smart about it. He chained the Avatar up and said, I'm going to keep you here for the rest of your natural life. You won't be able to bend or anything.
Right.
But, this way, we'll just wait until the next Avatar comes around, and by then, it won't exist, because the water tribes will be gone forever.
Right.
Although that would have made the greatest scene ever if they just exterminated both water tribes, and the next Avatar was a swamp bender.
That would be interesting.
Oh, my God. That OZAI sure is a mean old sucker.
Yeah.
I would give so much money for that.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, and then every minute she's talking.
no. We haven't even discussed the stupidity of the early scene.
Okay.
And then Iro gives Aang. No, wait, sorry. It's probably Ang or something stupid.
I think it is.
Ang a test, which is basically that he places a candle on the table and the flame leads towards him. Woo! Which I said, oh yes, that proves so much. It proves there's a draft in the room. Okay, then he pours water onto the table and it magically all coalesces into one spot. You know, because due to surface temperature, and water already does that.
Well, not to that extent.
Okay, well, maybe not to that extent, but we've already established that physics don't exist in this world.
Yeah.
Um,
And then the worst was the rock, though.
Oh my god. Okay, I liked the rock itself. The rock, not the test. Because it looked like that one meteor that scientists discovered evidence of fossilized microbes from Mars.
Oh my gosh, you were asking about the planet earlier? It's Mars.
Ooh. But anyways, this is the rock out there. And the rock slowly starts shaking and moves and stands on its head. All this without Aang doing a damn thing. Aang cannot go anywhere without bending the elements subconsciously. Now, if this was a thing from the series that the Avatar had to learn, almost like how wizards in Harry Potter have to learn to control accidental magic,
Yeah.
that would make an interesting plot point. Like, Aang would slowly start, like, disrupting people's bending until he could learn to master it fully.
Okay.
This? No, this is just stupid.
Yeah.
And then Captain Jack Iroh Wan Kenobi says, "I'm sorry. If you had failed the test, we would have let you go." Bullshit, you would have. He's an airbender, a known enemy of the state, and he's probably gonna be pissed when he figures out what happened to his people.
Yeah.
Okay, we would have let you go if you had failed the test. Okay. So you're telling the person that you're going to be taking him prisoner now and locking him away forever. Yeah, that's a good way to get him to try to kick your ass because he's got nothing left to lose.
Yeah. And they didn't, strike a pose or something, like, okay, we're taking you in, bang, with some fire or whatever.
And then Aang does the worst stunt play ever.
He, jumps over their heads, and what I hate, though, is they don't care. They barely react. They sort of go like, did he just jump over our heads?
It's not even they do wire work. It's like they picked the kid up, turned him upside down so that he could make the stupid handstand on the desk, picked him up again so he could land on there, and then dropped him in front of the door.
More or less.
I mean, if they did wire work, sure, I could believe that. But they didn't. It was just so obvious that this was fake.
And they didn't care. They didn't. And then he goes out and, closes the door. And I'm like, are they just standing behind the door doing nothing? Are they not going to open the door? Maybe force it open if it's locked, Maybe bang on it. Somebody nothing? They don't. They just leave the scene, sort of.
And then the Fire Nation guards turn extremely. When the Fire Nation guards are less competent than Bulk and Skull, you have failed.
Then he runs out onto the deck. His running looks awkward to me. I'm not even sure why. But
maybe it's because he was carrying a big heavy pole, maybe.
Or maybe it's the cloak, because the cloak kind of restricts
Aang's
your
supposed to have
movement.
super speed from airbending.
Yeah, pretty
this
much.
Is a thing. He was using his air scooter to get out.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he jumps off the boat and he flies away on his thing. And all the time I was saying, curses, he's going away. If only we had some sort of projectile that we're capable of throwing from our hands. Something fire-based, almost. Well, too bad such dreams are only in the myths of fantasy and the fever dreams of a madman.
They were totally in range to throw a fire punch thing that would make a column of fire.
It was going faster than Aang was.
Yeah.
Earlier when they did the campfire
do
thing.
the kick thing again. It would be fine, Zuko can firebend. That's supposed to be a thing.
Yeah,
unless this Zuko can't. But
it would not surprise me.
There should be plenty of firebenders doing this sort of stuff.
Iroh's supposed to be a master firebender. He's known as the Dragon of the West. He nearly took down Ba Sing Se.
Aang got away last time using the Avatar state in the original series.
Yeah, thus establishing how powerful the damn kid is.
And that made sense. Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
He just sort of flew away, and everyone's like, crap. I mean, it'd be fine if he was already 100 feet away by the time they get to the deck. But they get there, he hasn't left the deck yet. He's right there.
Heck, none of them have bows and arrows. None of these guys are equipped for long-range combat.
Even
assuming that the firebenders are like knocked out.
There's even like cauldrons of fire available on the ship, so in case they've changed it, because didn't the guy he used like a pre-existing campfire? Or whatever?
That's like one of the things I've heard about. They changed in the movie. They made it so that firebenders can't bend unless there's a source of fire.
Which would have been a perfect excuse for what's going on here, except there was fire on that ship that they specifically had so they could use.
Yeah. By the way, how do they keep that lit? Do they just like waste a lot of coal just keeping those two lit?
Yep. I mean, they waste a lot of coal powering the ship. That's how steamships work.
No. Okay, but that's necessary to the operation of the ship. I didn't see any practical purpose for having fire on the deck other than aesthetics.
Well, if firebending requires pre-existing fire, there's your reason.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't see any reason for them to have it. Just, there was nobody up there on the deck.
Oh.
I mean, they could probably have just lit it.
Yeah, carry some flint and matches with you, yeah.
Yeah.
Flint and steel, I mean, whatever.
Heck, they could carry a tinderbox.
Anyway, so then it's suddenly like, and we're flying away, and we went to the Southern Air Temple, and you're like, wait, why are we, what the heck, are we on a quest now? Wow, that was vague.
And Aang says, the Fire Nation is up to something. Bullshit, how do you know that?
Because,
they said, we're going to take you to the Fire Nation capital. Okay, I'm assuming that's because they wanted to keep the last Airbender a prisoner. Not because we need you. They didn't say anything that would imply, oh, hey, they're up to something.
Wouldn't it be very easy to have Sokka and Katara say something like, hey, Aang, while you were gone, the Fire Nation's taken over the world, and Aang could have this moment of horror, and then the quest begins.
Yeah, dude. Oh, jeez.
Now he's suddenly at the Southern Air Temple.
Which looks surprisingly awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's bits of good here and there, but man.
I mean, it looks in really good condition. There's a tree that looks pretty damn healthy. I mean, granted, it's been 100 years, but...
Yeah, I guess trees would do pretty well over time. All right, we'll be back with you soon.
That's kind of what trees do. They take a while to do shit.
All right, that's true. All right, see you in a second.
1943.
1943.
We're fighting Hitler.
Yes, we are.
Okay, but okay, so they're at the air temple, and Aang's like, "I'm sorry, Ong." Ong. It's like the sound you make when you're hitting the groin by a tank, or just anything really. Ong.
I want to do that. How did you get that name? Well, the man who named me was hitting the groin by a tank.
It's just, wow, Ong. You know, it's not like they said his name a bajillion times over this series. Oh, well, yes, they did. This movie is stupid. And so are you, M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, my God.
You're a hack. Fuck you. Ong. That's the sound a sky bison makes. Oh, my God. The person who named him was a sky bison. Oh, my God. It makes too much sense now.
Oh, man.
Okay, so he's like, oh, they must be playing a trick on me. Yes, the trick they played, in which they made the entire temple overgrown, destroyed, like, all the buildings and stuff, made it look like shit. Or are you telling me that your temples always look like crap? It's been 100 years, dude. There should be shit toppled over. You should be seeing signs that people are not fucking here.
Well, he just did.
Well, okay, yeah, you should have seen signs before that.
Yeah.
Like, I could tell if I left my house for 100 years, I would be able to tell no one had been there for 100 fucking years.
Yeah.
Oh, and we've just discovered no, sorry. Just discovered a field of skulls, meaning the Kryptonian guy is back. This field needs more skulls.
See our Man of Steel. See our Man of Steel review to see what we're talking about. Yeah. But, you know, Katara is going to wear that same expression the entire movie, isn't she? Very, very little variation. Her mouth is always half open, always just sort of,
okay, here's something I'm wondering. Why does she have those clothes?
Those special clothes somehow?
No, I'm just saying, she's living her entire life at the South Pole, where, the temperature is negative... You freeze your balls off degrees.
Yeah.
And that's Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
So you'd want to be bundled up pretty much at all times, except for, going to the bathroom.
Yeah, she had like a more Eskimo thing originally.
Yeah. So where did she get these clothes? Were they like on the days that the sun was out for
all day,
every day? And even if she wore these clothes on warmer occasions, wouldn't she be more concerned about the sun, melting her house? It was warm enough for her to wear those clothes, those very thin clothes, by the way. I'm not saying like she's thin, like, oh, they're see-through and she's prancing around.
They're like spring clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
when would she wear those in the Arctic?
My best explanation is layers. That is a classic thing for Arctic wear. Is you'd have several layers.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
But he's currently looking at this like, oh man, he's not giving a sense that, oh, okay, I just found a field full of my dead friends and family. No, he's just like, oh, they had a party and no one invited me.
Yeah, I mean,
and the party's theme was skulls.
He's expressing better than Katara, but Katara set such a low bar.
Yeah, you can't really compare against Katara. That's like comparing, a tricycle to the space shuttle. One has vastly more power and style.
Yeah.
Hint, the one with more style is the space shuttle.
Good to know. Okay, we're gonna meet you in a moment. I got a throat lozenge.
Help! Okay, we're at 22:17, and
in the future
has just delivered the best performance so far.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the bar is set so low that the second best performance so far has been that skeleton. Because I actually believe his motivations. He's dead.
I gotta agree. Yeah. That was a well-played skeleton.
Just heard, the Fire Nation exterminated the air nomads 100 years ago. And he screams, "You're lying!" Really? Because you're standing in a field of your people's bones.
Also, if you're going to tell her she's lying, wouldn't you yell at her instead of in this random direction?
Okay, I thought he would. I mean, and like he robs a corpse too. I know it's supposed to be like it's this is the medallion I made for Monkey Atso or whoever the fuck that was.
I always thought it was funny. His name was Monkey Atsu.
But like suddenly goes to the spirit world because that's apparently what happens when you go into the Avatar state now.
Yep.
Although, as I pointed out, he has gone into the spirit world in the Avatar state before. But he goes like 12 steps while hearing people scream for him. I'm just gonna Photoshop. I'm just gonna edit in like a sound of the T-Rex noise here whenever I need to say his name.
I'm thinking of the banthas in episode 4.
And suddenly, out of nowhere, Aang walks into a cave, and suddenly a Protoss speaks with him.
From StarCraft, it's like
it's not even. I mean, I was gonna make a joke about how a Sangili or like some other alien.
Yeah.
Oh, and then suddenly he says, "Oh my god!" Sonic says, "Oh my god, a Protoss!" I'm like, "Holy shit, that is a Protoss!" and he says, "Oh, Avatar, where have you been?" Good fucking question.
I have another one. Who are you?
And why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Also, here's a problem. If the Fire Nation is so concerned about the spirits opposing them, why the fuck are they? Because they've been unopposed for like 100 years now.
Yeah. Why aren't the spirits doing crap?
Yeah, I mean, if in this world the spirits are like gods, and they haven't interfered yet, why are the Fire Nation afraid that now they'll interfere? Unless is actually some sort of
the gateway between the worlds.
Great.
Yeah.
So does this mean does this make Kataro Vince Clortho?
I don't know who's that.
Ghostbusters?
Oh, okay. I didn't get all their names in my head. I was just like that guy with the hair, that guy with the thing.
The dog monster, one of the two.
Right,
and Sokka's the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Aang becomes the Traveler. And the Stape of Marshmallow Man destroys the Fire Nation!
That would be amazing.
Perfect! I fixed the movie.
Yep.
And Katara is still have the dull surprise look.
The entire movie she's going to do that.
This
entire freaking movie.
Help!
Who else auditioned for this role?
I could have done a better job.
Was she like the only...
I'm 6'2", I have a beard, and I sound like Darth Vader. I could have made a better Katara than this hack.
That would be great. Like, you have like...
No, I'm 30 pounds overweight, too.
You'd have this girl, and you'd have like you standing next to her. And like, this woman will be representing the female aspect of Katara, and this guy will be representing Katara's emotions, because she can't do both at once. And so she'd just be standing there, and you'd be like, oh no! Like, with actual expression.
No! Vader scream! God. Okay, like I said, is currently carrying the acting weight of the film.
Yeah.
Followed closely by that skull. That skull's gonna catch up to him eventually.
I want to get that skull to get an Oscar or something.
Oh God. Oh no, that would be too kind for this movie. I want the Protoss to actually show up and start killing people.
Oh man,
I don't even play
the
StarCraft.
Terrans and the Zergs can show up.
I don't even know what they sound like or what they look like. All I know is I want them to come down because they have spaceships. They can just rain rocks and rubble.
Yeah.
Just nudge the comet so that it hits the planet instead of passes by it.
Yep. We could do that. And that's what happened to Mars. The end.
And it knocked that rock out of the ship and into the space where it crash landed on Earth.
Yeah!
Brilliant! Da 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 da.
All right, we will be back in a moment.
Oh God, help me! Help! Help! It's still going on! For the love of God, somebody send help!
What's our time code?
Well, I can't tell. We've descended into the realm of madness.
2512.
Realm of madness!
That'd be so great if the player said that. Alright. So...
Space is warped and time has no meaning. It is all being sucked into this abomination of suctitude.
So, let's
God.
recap. So, they, Aang wakes up from his Protoss meeting thing.
And no one has any reaction to the fact that, you were just flinging around dirt and debris with wind. By the way, you were in a field full of bones.
Yeah.
One, those bones should have decayed by now or been taken by scavengers.
Yeah.
Or eaten by the lemurs. I never trusted the lemurs.
Yep.
Or the flesh-eating sky bison.
Or bone-eating sky bison, as the case may be.
Well, they're big enough. They need calcium somehow. But okay, so all those corpses remain perfectly intact and in the proper positions.
And they don't get picked up by the wind.
Yeah, I really wanted Sokka to have, to start rolling around in the background screaming, there's, a tibia lodged in his eye.
No, I think it'd be great to have a tibia in Katara's eye, and then her expression doesn't change. It's the same, there's a tibia in my eye.
And, then the scene ends, and it shows... Once again, the movie does have its good parts.
There are some good design students on this movie.
Yeah, the Fire Nation ships are awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously,
I like
if I had to pick a steampunk-based world to use these ships in, I would pick this one.
Yes. Good.
That
good.
made no sense. That came out wrong and weird, but you know what I'm trying to say.
You're saying they're cool ships.
Yeah. And we saw Admiral Zhao, also known as Asif Manvi.
Yeah,
He's
from
currently
the Daily Show.
He comes in third place in terms of acting, behind the Skull and Aang. Sorry, Aang.
He gives this little speech to, I don't know if it's his men or Zuko's men. I forget it's his men because there's so many of them. And he's all like, yes, we'll let Zuko wear the uniform like a child in a costume.
No. Here's how the speech went. And I'm borrowing a joke, and for that I apologize. I don't really apologize. Exposition, talk shit up ASAP.
Yeah, that was the main thing.
Yeah, it was basically telling, here's some things that you should already know since it concerns the leader of your fucking nation who we consider to be a god in mortal flesh.
Well, yeah, and his son.
Well, it concerns...
Yeah,
but you should already know this. No one should ever use the words "as you know," ever, unless you're using it to demonstrate a point. Well, as you know, these aliens are really good swimmers. Well, yes, we all know this, but it turns out if you add 3 drops of this chemical,
yeah, that would be a better way to
drown
use the
instantly.
phrase. Yeah.
Okay, see, that's the only time you should use "as you know."
Yeah.
To set up something else.
Typically, when it happens in fiction, it's all about telling the audience something through the guise of telling somebody in the story something when that someone already knows the something, so it makes no sense to have this conversation.
They usually try to get around it with or Aang, where, he's been gone for 100 years. He legitimately does not know this shit.
Yeah, but that didn't happen in this scene.
Or through amnesia, or someone being an outsider, or
Yeah.
someone being an idiot hero, which I really, really hate idiot heroes.
Yeah, that can be annoying.
Yes, but okay, so that whole scene was done, and conveniently showing that Zuko can firebend. It just takes him like 10 seconds to do.
They're all like, he goes to train some firebending, and he doesn't firebend. He just beats people up regular style, and does 2 moves right at the end.
Yeah, which he uses on people that are already like stumbling around and no threat to him.
Right.
Okay, so firebending is only used to kick people while they're down.
Let me say
Yeah,
something.
this says a lot about the Fire Nation.
If you don't have enough special effects ability to make people bend all the time, don't make this movie in live action. You know, if you can't do
Mike
it,
and Brian to do the movie for you.
yeah, or whatever, and then we had to pause it after all this nonsense was going on. Suddenly it goes Southern Earth Kingdom, and we're over. Why the frick are we in the Southern Earth Kingdom?
We've made no attempt to explain. This is our goal. We're going to the. That was like from the beginning.
Yeah.
In the animated series.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to go up north to the Northern Water Tribe at the
Right.
North Pole.
Right.
To learn water bending.
Right.
That was explicitly stated as their goal.
Right, and the whole
Here, they're just like, the Fire Nation's up to something. Now we're at the Air Temple. Now we're in Southern Earth Kingdom.
And just, they're going to have a conversation here. I'm guessing they're about to have a conversation about, what
God.
we're doing, and like we have to
Oh
go
God,
fight
I know
the Fire Lord.
I think I might know what this part this is.
What, have you seen it?
No, but I've heard about it.
Okay.
Oh, the prison scene. Oh.
Okay, I don't even know what you mean necessarily, but
Remember the episode that has to deal with like the earthbenders that are put on a prison barge?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're about to get there. Anyway, whatever they're about to talk about is highly likely something they should have talked about back at the Air Temple.
Or better yet, just Katara's diary expo speak.
Yeah.
That would have served better than any other type of expo speak.
Yeah, a diary is
Also,
fairly good way
you
to
want to
get
know
stuff
something
done.
interesting? They make no efforts to cover up, like at all.
Well,
it says
yeah.
explicitly,
There's no one
these
around.
tattoos are the only people who've had them are the Airbenders.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just so angry that I get my words mixed up.
Yeah.
Pancakes. Yeah, no one tries to cover these tattoos up. This is a problem in the animated series too. They go around with Aang having no covering for his tattoos that only he has and are a major identifier.
Yeah, it never quite
Until
makes sense.
season 3, when they go, yeah, well, okay, Aang, you need to cover up because you're highly recognizable like that. What about all the other times? You could have walked past the other Fire Nation patrols if you'd had Aang, not bald.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, it violates your
But
monk
yeah.
thing, but guess what, dude? You're doing this for the many, meaning the rest of the world not dominated by the Fire Nation. And as one of the movies I love to talk about on this show states, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yep.
Or the one.
Or the one.
Okay. So we're gonna go.
We're gonna go. They're about to have a conversation that makes no sense to have it in this location. I bet. Here we go.
2607. 2607. Wow, we didn't make it far. Okay, Sonic is currently not capable of talking right now because a bunch of Fire Nation soldiers are about to arrest a kid for bending tiny stones at them.
What the?
Really? You have nothing better with your time to do than to put kids in prison because fuck you.
I mean, just the way it sounded like, if he had bent a larger stone, we would have been okay with it. But how dare you bend the tiny stones?
We demand quality bad guys for us to fight. Damn it. Oh, and Haru is. This is probably Haru, and yeah, he's like tiny.
Oh.
Then again, Sokka's big, so.
My prediction was right, by the way. She's like, Ong, you might be the Avatar. I'm like, you could have said
No.
that.
He said, Ong, are you the Avatar?
Are you the Avatar, Ong?
Okay, so Sokka is asking if Ong is the Avatar. I swear to God, this sounds like a Chinese bootleg.
That's it. Everyone's been redubbed.
Oh, looks. Oh, alien coming out of hole in sky must call Revengers. Metal Man. Spider.
The bulk.
Captain Glorious People's Republic of China. We're gonna get
No offense to Chinese people. We're just playing.
Who's the last guy? Oh, and Soar.
Soar? When he gets beat up all the time?
No. It's like,
Yeah, I get it, but he was sore. Like,
oh yes, quickly talk to filthy American one-eyed black man. This is just
that child is under. You know what? If I can get it that the bad guys would be so bad that they're gonna arrest somebody just because they threw a rock at you. Like, okay, they're dicks. They don't, they're
that's a standard villain trope.
That's a standard villain trope. But you know what they should do is, that child assaulted us. That child is an enemy of the state.
Or better yet, use the excuse they used in the show. That child was earthbending.
Oh yeah. Why don't you just say? Because the way they said it, it sounded like they have a problem with tiny stones.
If he had been throwing tiny stones at like that old lady, we would have been fine. Heck, if he'd been using it for a constructive use in our society, then we wouldn't have had a problem. Heck, we've been looking for people to work the mines for years. We pay very well and have good dental. Explain it like that, you fuckheads.
He was bending tiny stones.
That sounds like the whiniest, most. Oh well, we were just suppressing the citizens, and then he bent tiny stones at us. Make him go away, mommy.
We have to get the
God.
art for all these things that we say. They have to be illustrated somehow. We need to make Remy work overtime.
We're already making him work overtime.
Yeah, all right. We need to clone Remy, and all right. So yeah, that was that 1 minute interlude. They did cover his head, so okay, they addressed one complaint there. As soon as somebody came into view, they're like, okay, put a thing over Aang's head. Oh, Aang's head.
Why didn't he have that on anyway? If you're like close enough to a village that you could be seen.
Yeah.
That should be like duct tape to your head. Yeah. Hell, get some makeup. Paint your head. Dennis Rodman can do it, and he attracts less attention than you.
Oh, man.
Actually, given how these people, they probably wouldn't attract more attention than him, because that would involve acting.
All right. We'll see you in a bit.
2705! Are you telling me that they have a prison for benders?
Earthbenders specifically.
Earthbenders. People whose sole talent is that they can manipulate Earth in a quarry!
Watch the cap.
In a fucking quarry!
Yeah.
Are you this stupid on purpose, or are you just trying to give me an aneurysm?
Or both.
In the series, they used an oil derrick. They used that to make sure that they couldn't bend Earth because, newsflash, they were on an oil derrick surrounded by metal and water.
Yep.
You are the dumbest shit-eating motherfuckers I have ever seen in a movie, ever. I hope you all get your souls eaten by cow. Fuck you. Fuck this movie. Fuck everything. I hope you all fucking die.
Wow, how much movie is there left?
Too much, you asshole.
We're 27 minutes in.
Help me.
I mean, Matt only knows this is a prison camp because they told us, or because he's heard of it.
Oh, God.
He's okay, folks.
I'm sorry, Equestria girls. I didn't know it would get this bad.
I mean, look, if for some reason they didn't want to, film on an oil derrick or build a set, they could
Then film a different episode.
Or, easy enough, have everybody in handcuffs and shackled, and just say they can't move their arms enough to bend, and we'll say that fingers don't count in this version of the continuity. Just your whole arm has to move. And then they would be restrained, right?
Put them in a wooden cage. They did that in the show.
Yeah, wooden cage.
How much money does it cost to get a box? A fucking box! You have scenes with boats. You could use green screens. You have failed, M. Night Shyamalan. Fuck you. fuck you in the ass with Celestia.
You know-
I mean shoving all of Celestia so far up your ass that you sneeze glitter. I hope you eat a dick made of chainsaws.
Ow! Don't make me think about that.
Well, if it hurts him, then I hope he does.
So what I'm hoping is this is all just a tremendous joke, and it'll be like,
And the world is then eaten by Galactus.
or it'll be like, man, it's too bad we've been in prison in this. Oh wait, we're Earthbenders, and then they just pwn all the fire guys, and then like suddenly make a new invasion wave of Earthbenders just running across the continent, pwning everybody.
No, this is a fail on so many levels. It's a fail on the Fire Nation for not realizing, hey, maybe we shouldn't put the people who need the stuff to bend on the stuff they bend.
I mean,
This is a fail on the Earthbenders' part because, oh, guess what? You don't realize what you're fucking standing on.
are we standing on
Congratulations,
Earth?
M. Night Shyamalan is the first bender. He's the shit bender. He's bent a movie. He bent a franchise and made it into shit. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy listening to this. My voice is not gonna.
Yeah,
my
man.
voice is not gonna be.
By the end of
happy.
this movie, he'll be doing charades, and I'll be like telling you what he's saying. One other way this could work, I was about to say, is
It can't work.
if all the characters in their version of the prison camp
Are retarded.
if they were all non-benders. But then I went, wait, the kid who was bending tiny stones has just been sent to this prison camp, so they know
You can't help this movie.
I'm trying so. This is.
Don't try. There is only pain. I said that we entered the vortex of madness. I mean it.
Yep.
Equestrian girls, I'm sorry. No, wait, no, I'm not. But parts of what I said, I'm sorry for.
Yay. All right, we'll be back.
I'll have a tangent on that later, but ugh.
We'll be back soon, maybe. All right, time.
Why? Why bother? All time is lost in the vortex of madness.
2907. Now look,
Vortex of madness!
I'll give him some credit here
I won't.
because Aang points out what we were pointing out. He goes, "Hey, there's dirt right beneath your feet."
The only way this makes sense is if they're in a uranium mine and they just have so much brain damage they can't think.
I kind of wanted him to be all like, "So what? There is dirt beneath our feet. You're right."
I'd say, what are you blind? But Toph already proves that makes you a better Earthbender.
Yeah. So they. Okay. So Aang.
I think
Aang
I know
is,
why the Fire Nation is winning the war. Apparently the other sides are idiots.
So Aang is like trying to rally the troops, which is a callback to when Qatar was briefly trying to rally the troops. But like that made so much more sense.
No,
in
it really
context.
didn't. Okay.
It did. Yeah, she'd given them coal, but they weren't sure if it was enough to really win, you know, and they were kind of defeated.
And even so, you know, you really shouldn't be, if you were a guard, I would not allow a prisoner to incite a fucking riot.
Yeah. He's like speaking loudly. And then, okay, so he starts up and like, "Oh, are you an airbender?" And Katara's like, "I'm gonna run randomly and push you for something." Like, he wasn't threatening anybody. He was laughing. Like, "I dare you laugh. I will push you."
And then, by the way, that's a new term. Rage caused by this movie is anger.
Yeah.
Airbends lightly knocks him back just slightly further than Katara could, which means bending is really, really overrated in this world. When I could get the same results as the Avatar with a book of matches, a hand fan, and a rock, and a squirt gun.
Pretty much. So then all the guards are active and they're like, "Kill him, use the Avatar." And then they proceed to stand in a circle and not kill him. We're at this shot right now. There's this guy who looks like a spear.
And he's pointing it at his own feet.
He's pointing the spear at his own foot.
That is not how a spear works!
Preparation
You point the pointy part at the person you want to kill!
Maybe if it was a bow staff, but it looks like a spear at the bottom there. It looks like a pointy, you know...
And why is he wearing a mask of like a... something? He looks like a Turian, honestly.
Wow.
Maybe it's just the low quality of this TV. I mean, comparatively low quality.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good TV.
It's not an HD TV.
Yeah, but he looks like he honestly looks a bit like Garrus. I'm naming him Stupid Garrus.
Oh man.
Okay, so Stupid Garrus is holding his weapon the wrong way. Oh yeah, firebending we've already established. In the show, it was one of the fastest styles. Just one thrust, and suddenly, boom! Fireball.
Yeah.
The guy does a full dance motion. He does the entire Macarena before suddenly fire does what he wants it to.
Yeah.
It's like the fire's like, oh shit! He wanted me to do something. And it works the same way with all of the elements.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel
fire,
like they, I would say that they must have had a small budget and they couldn't do all this bending. But then I went, wait, I'm already aware of the budget, and it took $100 million.
Make it go away.
And because we move around a little bit just to rewatch this dumbness. This guy's about to throw fire off to the right side of the screen, and we're going to see all these guards just sort of standing there looking at Team Avatar, not doing a thing. And it's going to what? Nothing. I don't get it.
Okay.
That's
I'm hoping Stupid Garrus gets killed just before.
Yep.
No, you know what? I hope a sniper bullet takes out his brain, and that it was real Garrus who killed Stupid Garrus.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Let's find out.
Your movie has a zillion times the budget of Power Rangers, and your fight scenes suck a jillion times worse.
3001. And
oh my god!
I mean, the worst part, we already mentioned that.
The worst part is that there's still more movie after this.
Yeah, that's true. We mentioned that they continue to not actually assault Team Avatar, but then
they forget about Team Avatar in favor of attacking Mr. Miyagi.
Well, that would be fine if they were actually so there's so many other attacks that they get distracted. But the guy Avatar's right there. You could stab him while other stuff is happening. What really gets me though, there's 7 or 8 guys doing this coordinated, simultaneous earthbending.
You know what? Okay, headcanon. They weren't actually earthbending. That was just a flash mob that was scheduled for that time, and they didn't even know that was going on. And some other guy set the pebble at 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, there's this rock. It's maybe 20 pounds or something, and it's moving slower than you can walk. You could seriously outpace this rock. Just aha, the walking backwards technique.
Genius.
And it hits this guy, and it hits him so slow, you're like, how does it even knock you over? Just step to the side. What is your problem?
Okay, new headcanon. This is just the post-apocalyptic Earth, and everyone has so much brain damage by this point that they can't think.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Power Rangers had more convincing fight scenes.
They did.
And they did. When a show about spandex-clad superheroes who get their power from mystical crystals and dinosaurs is more realistic than your world, which has an incredible amount of thought and character put into it. No, you have failed. That's a compliment. You wish you failed, M. Night Shyamalan. This is like trying to put out a fire with gasoline.
I mean, yeah. All right, we're gonna move on.
Also, we forgot to mention one awesome part though. Sokka kicks a guy in the butt while he's distracted by the pebble moving at 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought, oh, that's just stupid. Then he grabs his boomerang axe thing from the guy's back, and the camera moves out of frame just as Sokka takes a swing downwards. Next part we see, he's lying there, not moving on the ground with his head obscured, which means only one thing. Sokka literally kicked some guy's ass and cut his head off. That may be the single greatest scene in this movie so far.
And it makes no sense.
Are you kidding? It's Sokka fighting for his life. No, sorry, Sokka fighting for his life.
Right.
Okay, but seriously, that is cool. He just killed a motherfucker.
Let's see if that happens more
Sadly,
often.
it wasn't Stupid Garrus, and sadly, Stupid Garrus was not, in fact, shot in the brain with a sniper.
Well, it might happen next. We'll find out.
34:47, nothing has happened. Oh.
What compression? This what's it called?
Oh.
Montage. And then they visited 4 more places all of a sudden, and
then
what do we even do?
Then Ong says, "Oh, by the way, guys, I'm the Avatar, but I never learned any of the other elements." Really? You couldn't have told us before? Wait, oh my god, this is even dumber, because it means they were just wandering aimlessly until Aang revealed this, and Sokka said, oh, there are people who can teach you some of the elements of the Northern Water Tribe. They literally had no plan other than wandering aimlessly.
I mean, let's imagine you're looking at this.
Look, equestrian girls, they had a goal at the bare minimum. Granted, it was stupid and I could have solved it in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But wow, when you have made equestrian girls look good, you are not doing yourself favors, movie.
Now let's imagine you're looking at the script here, and you're like, Aang goes to Avatar State, when he's at the Southern Air Temple.
And they didn't have the scene where he revealed about Sozen's comet there either, which was an important fucking part.
That wasn't at the Southern Air Temple, but yeah.
Really?
No, that was at that one weird island in the Fire Nation. They had to sneak in. They had to fly in really fast.
Oh wait, right. It was a different part that led up to that part.
Right.
Okay. He met Roku there first, though.
Yeah, he did. Okay, he's just gone to Avatar State. He comes out of it. This would be a great time to have a scene of, okay, hi, I'm the Avatar. I ran away. They didn't train me, the other elements. Oh, how about we go to the Northern Water Tribe and you can learn water? Great. And then they'd have a freaking reason for being in the Southern Earth Kingdom because it's on the way. Very, very, very easy to copy, cut, and paste that little chunk of dialogue onto that earlier scene. And then it would make sense. But nobody thought of that. Nobody went, hey, do you realize you could rearrange the script?
Really? Nobody thought in this movie.
Yeah. It would have been so...
The Cutie Mark
easy.
Crusaders would have made better protagonists than these idiots.
Yeah. I like the CMCs.
Let's face it, they're idiots.
Yeah, so basically we're watching Asif Bonvi, wait until he can get back to the Daily Show. I imagine that's what's going through his head. That only a little bit more.
Paycheck. I'm getting a paycheck. And he's talking to Fire Lord OZAI. That's right. The guy whose face was not revealed until the third fucking book, in order to build up suspense, has just blatantly had his face right there. And again, brown. Because we can't have a non-white good guy. I bet the instant that Zuko joined them in this movie continuity, he would have turned white.
Oh man, that would have been the worst thing
I
ever.
hate you, M. Night Shyamalan. I hope you fucking die.
They did have some black people in that one scene. Apparently there's some good guy black people, though we didn't see them interacting. So for all we know, it was oh no, black people! They flew away.
And why were they wearing Airbender colors?
Yeah.
Those colors are pretty much exclusively worn by the air nomads.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's possible you could wear other colors. I mean, the people on Kyoshi Island in the cartoon wore blue all the time, which is normally reserved for the water tribe.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, they didn't even make Kyoshi Island into a fucking island.
They didn't, why even mention Kyoshi in such a small way? Why even mention reincarnation? Well, I guess you do need reincarnation a bit, but you don't need to tell me about Kyoshi or whatever. The movie's compressed enough as it is. You need those 30 seconds to do something more important, I'm sure.
Worse, this means they saw up to, Kyoshi Island, and they still don't know how to pronounce names correctly!
Yeah, well, we established before they've seen up to Season 3. So, yeah. Yep. Here goes.
Oh, by the way, the Fire Lord's throne room in Palace were all decorated in browns and reds back in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, white marble. That's a really good one.
And then we saw the establishing shot of the Fire Nation, which was a bunch of fields, and you're like...
It looks like Kansas!
Yeah!
Kansas looks more like the Fire Nation than the fucking
Fire.
shit! God fucking...
More or less. And back to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, something utterly amazing has happened.
Dun, dun, dun.
An actual performance!
An
and exposition delivered in not a clumsy and stupid manner!
Yeah.
Oh my god! They just delivered Fire Lord Zuko's backstory in a way that was both interesting and not making me want to strangle someone. More than I already do.
Yeah. They got that through pretty fast, but it still felt okay. You could see there was some passion behind it.
Yeah. Iro
kind of cried a little.
Okay, what happened was What happened was Iro.
Yeah.
That sounds weird. Like it's gonna be like Iro. But Iro said, Zuko, why don't you just settle down here, man? I mean, you could live a blessed life, which I said, or I could capture the Avatar and have all this and a shitload of money and power when I'm ruler of the fucking nation.
Yep.
But, okay, so Zuko calls over a small child. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And it says, you look like a smart child. Tell me what happened to the prince. Mm-hmm. And then the backstory is given with Zuko and the kid talking about what happened.
All right. I mean, if
that was effective, it was visually not making me want to strangle someone.
Yeah.
The characters had emotions on their faces.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I actually feel for Zuko.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's not pity and hate. A little hate, but
a little pity too, because he got his face burned off.
no, I said I feel pity.
I think you said not pity and hate.
Oh wait, oh yeah.
Whatever you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
I still prefer the way it came out in the original show, but of course,
okay,
the original show is always better.
Also, for some reason, when Zuko gets burned, I just laugh my ass off. I just find it hilarious. Also, for some reason, Azula shows up. I mean, she's laughing and stuff, and I don't know, that just felt really awkward, like just shoehorning her in.
Yeah,
Azula showed up, and she was like, in the cartoon, Azula was just next to Iroh and was like just smiling as her brother got burned because it meant like one less obstacle in my way to become Captain Crazy Pants.
It's Agni Kai, I believe. Oh well, we're gonna just deal with it, you know.
You know, compared to how good this is, I'm letting it slide this once.
Yeah.
This is actually a good scene. Although I do have to wonder why they're skulking around in Jedi robes.
Right.
Instead of, going around in a country that you mostly control with your soldiers. And, by the way, the machines. They keep saying, the Fire Nation brought in their machines. We haven't seen any machines.
Aside from steamships, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think steamships work that well on land. I mean, that would be awesome, though. Just like, they brought in their machines. You mean like tanks? No, they're boats. It's just like...
Like an icebreaker on land.
And it leaves trails of magma behind. Holy shit, that would be great. Wow. Let's see some of those. Yeah, that would actually make sense why they're afraid of machines. Because they punch through the land and leave rivers of lava behind it.
Wow, that would be cool.
Oh my god, yeah. Sadly, the rest of this movie is all downhill.
Probably. We're about to find out. 52-29.
We just got out of a scene where they compressed together the Northern Air Temple and the episode where Aang gets captured. Not Ong. But, which it leaves the Mechanist alone, which I am grateful for.
Yeah.
The Mechanist was awesome. He made steampunk monstrosities of God and nature.
Yep.
So I would like to just make a quick question about this. How in the entire fuck?
Ow.
Sorry. How in the entire fuck did Zhao know just by looking at Zuko's lips through a mask that he was the Blue Spirit? I would be more concerned if I was Zuko. Or hell, Ozai. How did you know that? I saw his lips through a mask. I'm a bit concerned about you, Zhao. I'd like you nowhere near my son, considering you're studying his lips so closely that you can identify him by lips alone. My god, Zhao is a pedophile. Asim Manvi still manages to pull off a better performance than 9/10 of the cast. But considering the cast includes a skeleton... This is a stupid movie, and I hope... M. Night Shyamalan, I hope you get attacked by dick-eating scorpions.
Yeah, there were a couple of bits in there that are actually kind of cool.
Yes, I agree. The prison scene was, like the rest of this movie, beautiful. The scenery is gorgeous. Some of the ideas that they played with were really interesting.
You're talking about starting off with the statues that showed up, and then he was arrested, and then he's in that prison, yeah.
Again, it's clear to see where all the money went. And not into fucking acting!
Yeah. Good. And then when they fought. It was a bit more of a fight scene than we'd seen before, but still very little firebending. Yeah.
Too much slow-mo.
Too much
Jesus
slow-mo.
Christ. It's like... Coming
Yeah.
above, it was like 300, but worse.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen 300.
Really? Wow.
I just never got around to it.
Yeah. But yeah, way too much slow-mo. The fight choreography is not that great.
It's like it was better than it was before, but yeah.
Better than it was before. That's setting the bar so low, it's subterranean.
Yeah.
The fight choreography included the pebble dance.
And then, okay, he's all like, shoot the arrow. And this guy shoots an arrow from like 3 football fields away.
Oh, and it hits exactly where Zuko is going to be in like a few minutes. So this guy goes beyond good marksman. This is like precognition shit.
Yeah, my spider sense is tingling. He's going to be over there.
Yeah, just bull.
And then apparently this awesome archer has exactly 1 arrow in his quiver. Because
he doesn't like fire 8 arrows off to like, okay, I got him. Better make sure, because in this sort of setting, arrows are fucking useless.
Everything is useless. Yeah. And then
Zhao is able to identify Zuko as the blue spirit from his lips. What in the entire fucking hell?
Yeah, pretty much.
M. Night Shyamalan. Fuck you.
Yeah. We'll be back in a bit.
Is it over?
We finished the movie.
Oh.
Written, produced, and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. We know who to blame.
I will shove scorpions up your rectum. You hack.
This is a bad movie.
This is, oh god. Equestrian Girls, I still have problems with. Rather severe problems. But those were problems of logic and breaking suspension of disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
Those were problems that could have been corrected. This? Wow. The writing was bad. The directing was bad. The cinematography was bad. The choreography was bad.
The acting
was horrendous.
There were a few good moments, like for
Yes.
like 5 seconds or something.
Yeah, Zuko's backstory was handled very well.
I liked when Zhao is telling Fire Lord, I think your son's a
OZAI.
traitor, which was the dumb thing, the way he did with the lips. But I like the cinematography of we just saw Ozai's hand, like sort of knocking against the and that had a sense of power to it, and it only lasted 5 seconds and then it was done. I got to the climax here and I thought, man, if this had been a good movie, this would be an awesome climax. I love the premise. Is this child who accepts his destiny, becomes a demigod, at the same time he's getting over the grief of the death of his people, and he's saving this city and all this stuff. And it would have been great if the movie had been great up to this point.
The movie didn't suck.
Yeah.
And I say again, the opening, the company pages, that was so
Nintendo
apt.
on Fire.
What?
Nintendo on Fire was one of them. I'm
Nickelodeon.
sorry, Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon
I was thinking
on
of
fire.
NI as a thing to start, but the Nickelodeon. I'm sorry.
And their work, the scenery was beautiful. And,
Yeah.
Any CGI work with things that were not meant to be alive, that was okay. I mean, it was good. I mean, the boats were gorgeous. I loved the boats.
Yeah, I like the boats. Yeah. The Appa wasn't that great, and
Momo was just creepy.
Was just weird. Yeah, they shouldn't have even had him in the movie if he's gonna look bad. Yeah.
Or at least like spend a little more money on that.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything.
Yeah. I don't even know. I want to look up the freaking budget on this, just to see how much.
Oh my.
Okay, they spent $150 million on this.
Oh, and they eventually grossed 131 million.
Domestically, it's actually $319 worldwide. So they made their money back.
Oh,
They more
interesting.
than doubled it.
Although the film was a box office success, it received nearly universal negative reviews
receiving a Rotten Tomatoes score of 6%. Won the 5 Golden Raspberry Awards, including Worst Picture in 2010.
Oh.
It deserved it.
It deserves so much worse.
Oh,
this was
yeah.
this was painful.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
was.
we knew it would be. Everyone heard about this.
Okay, look.
The reason I didn't see it in theaters when it came out is everyone told me it sucked.
Okay, Equestrian Girls, I'm actually more disappointed in, but like I told you before we started watching this, Sonic.
Yeah.
That's because I wanted something to prove to the world why bronies are the way they're bronies.
Right.
Like, I wanted, like, a Wrath of Khan thing. Something, okay, not as good as Wrath of Khan, of course. That's very hard to top.
Yeah.
It's a very good movie. But something that would show, yes, we like it because it's a quality show, because it's good. It has character interaction, and Equestrian Girls failed in that remark. This, we knew from the beginning, was going to just suck. And it's an adaptation. It's almost a worse accomplishment because it's an adaptation of something else.
Yeah.
You should have been able to, get the names right.
Yeah.
Or like,
I mean, that's
the
really
time
insult to
scale
injury.
right.
Because if it was just the pronunciation change, but the movie was great, we'd be like, oh, shrug, whatever. But when the movie sucks on its own merits, and then they throw in the names, it's like they're just trying to make it bad.
Oh. And the dialogue. Oh my, the dialogue. We have to prove that we believe in our beliefs more than they believe in their beliefs. They believe in
What are you talking about?
I heard someone say that's like Gurren Lagann talk. No, Gurren Lagann talk may have been stupid at points, but it made sense in context.
Yeah.
Even in context, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We've got to prove that we're better than them. And the ending. Aang, when he turned into the Godzilla monster and decimated, like, all the Fire Nation
Right,
troops
the
in the
original
city.
show, yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. And that took the Fire Nation troops out of the city. Mm-hmm. This one, the Fire Nation troops apparently all vanished off screen. There was only, like, 12 left.
Yeah.
And then Aang just held a tidal wave over the ships until they ran away.
Yeah.
When you pretty much blatantly killed, like, at least 3 or 4 people already. No, those 3 guys had it coming, but not you, ships. Heck, when Aang was in the Godzilla form, he was cutting boats in half with, like, anime-style slicey moves.
Yeah.
This is just, wow. Was the worst part about it was boring. So much of it was nothing happening and boring.
Or just stuff happening, like, in slow-mo.
Or off-screen, or...
Yeah, Aang masters waterbending off-screen. Like, we see him practicing a couple times with absolutely no effect, and then suddenly, aha, I can spar with the master.
And what about the whole thing about Katara having to challenge the tribe's preconceptions about women?
Yeah, no chance for, no time for that, I guess. Even though the show's only an hour and a half long, actually. So,
the movie?
Yeah, they could have put an extra half hour and fleshed this stuff out.
Even a little bit would have helped. Just, wow, it was just so... And all the build-up they had about the Fire Nation and their machines. We saw a tractor, some boats, and stupid drill hats that I would expect Simon the Digger to use. Oh yes, clearly the Fire Nation is delved into the dark inner workings of technology. If I want to see evilness of machines, I will watch Terminator. I will watch Battlestar Galactica. I will watch, like, something where machines are from demonic entities from beyond time, and using them causes you to turn evil yourself.
Wow, that'd be something.
Heck, Mass Effect played with that to a degree, but that was only Reaper-based technology.
Yeah.
But the Fire Nation barely used their machines, and they barely used firebending, and when they did, it sucked.
All the bending sucked. I mean,
it didn't.
There were so many times where a character was like Aang was making those little columns of water, and he was doing all these other, like, sideways motions, and the water wasn't flowing with him. And in the show, every single time you move, your element is moving with you. It felt very connected.
They even kind of said that it should have done that earlier when they showed the elements reacting to Aang.
Aang. Yeah. Aang. Yeah.
It was badly written, badly acted. The best actors in the movie were Zuko, and Asif Manvi.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't say he was anything special. Like, it's just everyone else was so bad. I was like,
Yeah.
I like Asamanvi on the Daily Show as a comedian. As far as Zhao, I mean, is he a really Zhao type if you think about it?
Zhao was a guy characterized by total lack of self-control. He had massive sideburns. He would set fire to his own things.
Hey, did you just? He had massive self-control. He had sideburns. He wasn't able to shave because he had no self-control.
Heck, that's the name of his DeviantArt fan club. No self-control.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he set fire to his own ships.
Yeah.
And his plan was basically, I'm going to kill the moon.
Yeah.
The guy was insane and clearly crazy. Beyond that,
Yeah.
this Asif Zhao was just his own character, but
Yeah, he was just.
and
he was
he's
just
an
sort of
amazing
standard.
actor. But
Yeah.
that's compared to Katara
Yeah.
and Sokka.
Sokka.
Who the fuck made that decision? I
don't
want their
know.
heads
Yeah.
on a platter
Yeah.
with fire.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
This-
we kind of said it all.
This movie stinks. Do not watch. Okay. If you're a glutton for punishment,
Yeah,
and if you just want to get some laughs at how bad movies can get,
yeah,
watch this movie.
yeah.
If not, avoid it and watch the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Show
about-
is so much better. Absolutely. In every way.
Ugh, yeah. Okay, well, one way that this was better than the show, the Southern Water Tribe was actually more developed. Remember that?
Yeah, it was like
Southern
5
Water Tribe
people.
was like 5 houses
Yeah.
in the show, but like in here, it was like a minor city. It was like,
Yeah. That's the one thing we can come up with. Pretty much.
oh, this is Sithking, and I'm going to just sleep now.
Yeah, and I'm Sonic Sons.
We're signing off.